Yeah, baby, that's right. It's draft time. It's Trey Lance time. It's Old Spice time. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because Trey Lance is doing an awesome thing with Old Spice. But, man, Trey, thanks for joining me. I'm really excited. I mean, how are you feeling right now at this moment?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I'm excited. As you can imagine, we're finally getting there. Just touched down in Cleveland, so just looking forward to tomorrow night.
I mean, like, are you like, you've been the center of the sports world for like the last month. I mean, is that crazy? Just like, right, like literally, you can't turn on a sports channel without Trey Lance talk. That's got to be shocking to you to a degree?
Yeah, it's different for sure. I mean, getting used to really other people, whether it's pictures, text messages, whatever it is, saying that they saw me on TV. It's a different world for sure, but I mean, it's been really cool at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure it has. All right, I want to like a few like stupid things right off the bat. Why 5? Where did number 5 come from?
So originally, I actually wanted to wear 9. That's the number I wore in high school, and my dad's number. My dad wore 5 in high school, so that 5 was my kind of plan B number, and got that at North Dakota State because they wouldn't give me 9.
Okay, all right. So it's plan B 5, and now it's about you're gonna keep it in the NFL if you can get it. You're gonna go 5, or you're gonna try to go back to 9.
We'll see what happens.
All right, all right. I like that. I mean, 9 would be available about everywhere except for New Orleans, so I think you got a good chance to get it for the most part. Yeah, you got a shot. All right. What kind of music does Trey Lance listen to?
A little bit of everything. I'm from the country, so like I'm not a hater on anything. I'm pretty diverse with all my music selections.
All right, all right. That's a very good answer. I am too, so I hear you that. All right, now here's like the big thing. Like, just for people who watch my podcast, the show, how the hell does someone as freaky as you end up at North Dakota State? How does that happen?
I fell in love with it. And other schools obviously wanted me to play different positions. But for me, North Dakota State, I mean, was the best option. If I wasn't being recruited by, one of the top schools or top, quarterback schools, for me, North Dakota State was kind of a no-brainer. Go there,
right,
win games, play quarterback, play an offense at a really high level, and expect to win national championships.
What positions did you play in high school that other colleges, wanted you to play?
I played quarterback and safety, when I really played, was a true quarterback. Before that, I played almost every special team, even when my junior and senior year of high school, excuse me. I did all special teams, kick return, punt return, things like that.
Right. You got a hoop game to go along with it?
Of course I got a hoop game. You can check out the huddle, whatever you need to do. It's out there.
I like it. All right. I'm going to check it out. I know you can drive and jump for sure. You got a little jump shot to go along with it?
Yeah. I got a torch.
Okay. You better. I mean, you're a damn quarterback. You better be a bullseye 3-point shooter. I know that. All right, good. I like it. I like where you're at, man. All right. So, I just want to talk about like your throwing, like base level. Who taught you how to throw a football when you were a young kid?
Probably my dad, who played corner and punt return. So that says a lot. But no, really, it was just us two. I never really had a quarterback coach or a trainer or anything like that. So it was us two, going out to the field in the backyard, whatever it was, finding drills in magazines and Google and YouTube or whatever it was, whatever I could find.
Yeah, I mean, listen, throwing in the backyard with dad's always the way to start it. I'm with you there all the way. But like, all right, so give me a little, you went into it a little there, like the evolution of your throwing, the mechanics, everything you did, or maybe how you threw going up to college and maybe how you changed now. I'd love for you to kind of talk about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, so I was a lot smaller in high school, especially early in high school, my first few years. So kind of learn how to throw, but obviously as your body grows and develops, things change and things get easier. So for me, I never, like I said, had someone that was really coaching mechanics. It was always, 3-step drop or 5-step drop and figure it out, or play action and figure it out.
Right.
So whatever was comfortable is what I did. Getting into college, obviously, much more strict, whether it was play action or just throwing motion or whatever. But learned a ton and was super thankful for it. And then fast forwarding, I guess, to the last 6-7 months, having, being able to work with multiple quarterback coaches and just learn as much as I possibly can and about the position and about the mechanics of the position. Our quarterback coach at North Dakota State was awesome. And obviously, it's seeing what he does with quarterbacks But it's different in college. You're not getting every single rep recorded, every single throw recorded, things like that, and they can't spend as much time with you as I've been able to spend with quarterback coaches in the last 6-7 months. So it's been huge mechanically these last 6-7 months for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, listen, mechanics are always going to be a thing of your craft. I mean, Brady, Rodgers, they're always tweaking with their mechanics. So that's part of the game. Like right now, sitting here, a few days out from the draft, like what's kind of been your focus when you do have a throwing session and everything that you're thinking of to kind of stay on top or get better at?
The last couple of months for me has been, majority, a little bit wider base, more weight shift, really just using my lower body more. I've been able to, make all the throws with my upper body, but it's just about, making everything smoother, taking a little bit off my upper body and using my lower body even when I don't feel like I need to.
Yeah, those are good staples for sure. And you could see that even in your game on film, man. I mean, your arm is unbelievably powerful. All right, here's another one. I asked this Big Ben once, right? I was like, tell me about how you grip the football. And he was like, I don't know. How do I grip the football? And I was like, well, I guess I'll show you how you grip it. Do you pay attention to that? Do you know how you grip the football?
No, I really don't. And
you just grab it.
Yeah, you just grip it and rip it.
Yeah, I mean, from everything I see, you're a 2 and 5 guy. Like your ring fingers on 2, your pinkies on 5, which is just like me. But you're like that. I mean, you ever envision tinkering with that, or like taking, how some quarterbacks don't have their pinky finger on the laces and under it, or do you think you'll always be kind of a 2-finger lace guy?
I think if I found out that it was consistently, like it was proven that would help me out, I think I might switch. But right now, I think obviously I'm so comfortable with how I throw the football that might be a tough thing to switch.
Oh yeah, all right. So now you got it though. You're 2 and 5. All right. Chris Simms told you grip it, because no one's gonna ask you that question again today. That's for sure. All right. I'm a dork like that. Anybody I talk to, I mean, after they talk about your talent, is always about how cerebral you are, how smart you are. I mean, I can tell here in just 4 or 5 minutes how smart you are. I already know that. But like, I've read some stories and heard some things about your parents and like maybe how they shaped your mind. Like, can you kind of tell us about that aspect of your upbringing?
Yeah, my parents were really strict, and it's a good thing now because that's kind of how I'm wired now. But I remember like my freshman year of high school, my dad ripped up like a whole paper that I had written, and like it wasn't typed, like it was handwritten because my handwriting wasn't good enough. And I'm telling you, like one of the like that's just like one story of many. But I mean, my parents were super strict, and like I said, thankful for it now. But I mean, everything from spreadsheets. Like anytime we were making a decision, I was making a decision, my parents would put together like 6 Excel spreadsheets for me to look at.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's they might have an issue, but I'm thankful for it.
So like just spreadsheets with all the information laid out there so you could see it and then try to diagnose and make the right decision?
Yeah, exactly. Like my spreadsheet for my recruiting process was insane. It was absolutely ridiculous. Like if someone saw it, they would think that there's something going on it's not good. But I'm super thankful for it, like I said, and learned a lot. And I think that's kind of how my mind works now.
Yeah, I mean that's super useful. And as I know too, it came about your dad trying to be more cerebral, right? Because of a position change when he was with the 49ers, and he didn't like how things translated from the meeting room to the practice field. Is pretty much how that kind of came about.
Yeah, for sure. And his biggest thing was, my dad was an undrafted free agent in camp with the 49ers. So obviously it's a little bit different. You get coached a little bit differently if you're an undrafted free agent versus if you're, a first or second round pick or drafted in general. He's told a few stories just about, how he didn't know it well enough. And that was the one thing stopping him from competing. So that's one thing that I've definitely taken with me. And, if you learn it, you'll have the ability to compete. And you'll be able to, you got a shot, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, no doubt. You got a shot. All right. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Rihanna.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
Like Take a Bow was like, yeah.
That's your jam right there?
That might be my jam. Keep that between us.
No, too bad. It's going to be out everywhere tomorrow. Okay. This coming to a theater near you. Michael LeBron.
See,
Yeah.
Michael.
All right, good. You're one of the few young guys that said
I know.
Michael. That is the correct answer, just so you know. And I love LeBron. It's all
Me
good.
too. I do too.
All right, good. All right, tell us what you're doing with Old Spice.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to be partnered with Old Spice and really just proud. They're committed to helping guys build confidence, the younger generation build confidence through mentorship. And they actually partnered with Big Brothers Big Sisters to put the spotlight on mentorship. So for the last year or so, them emphasizing mentorship, and for me, I'm so proud of it just because I understand that I wouldn't be where I am today without the mentors that I've had in my life. Whether it's parents, older teammates, coaches, whoever it is. And so I've been super blessed with it. So to be partnered with an organization that values it as much as I did is huge. You can learn more about it, at bigdraft21.com also.
Man, that's awesome thing to be a part of. I'm a big fan of Old Spice. And just so you know, rookies got to send vet players like me like a free gift bag. All right. So you better do that too. I'm going to hold it against you.
I got you.
Like 2 or 3 more questions because I know you got to go. And I hope that's okay. But all right, I don't think COVID screwed any player more in the draft than you. Seriously, all the questions about you are hasn't played a lot of games, hasn't thrown a ton of footballs, all that type of stuff. How do you answer that? What do you say to teams when you hear that kind of crap?
I mean, my biggest thing is just controlling what I can control. And the number of balls I threw in games in 2019, 2018 is something that's out of my control now, as well as games played. So I really can't worry about it. I don't think about it really at all because it's completely out of my control.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great answer. That's why you're, could be a top 5 pick right there. That's the right thing to say. No doubt about it. All right, here's another thing I'm just intrigued by, because this didn't go on as much in my era when I was coming out in the draft 20 years ago. John Beck, you work with him. He's also got Zach Wilson and Justin Fields. How many times were all 3 of you together working together? And is it weird to be working with people that you're kind of competing against too?
Yeah, so I actually never threw with them out there in California. I got out there right when they actually were having their pro days. Would have loved to for sure, just because I've gotten to know those two really, really well through this process and through the last 6-7 months. But yeah, working with John was awesome. As you said, he knows a ton of the game, and obviously he's played the position at the highest level. So it was awesome for me to get out there and learn as much as I could. And obviously, yeah, I think working, I've thrown with Justin before, and being able to work with those guys is awesome. Yes, we're competing against each other. The media tries to, put us all against each other, but in reality, we're all great friends. And, obviously, I wish the best for everyone in this draft class, quarterbacks, and obviously every position, because I think, especially at quarterback, this draft class is going to be really, really special.
You've been picked apart more than anybody in this draft. What I'm amazed by you, and even me, I've said some things that I question about you. You just seem to let it roll off your shoulders. Where does that Zen attitude you have? You don't seem like a guy that's writing a name on a list of oh, this guy said something bad, I'm going to prove him wrong one day. So where did you develop this cool way about yourself?
I think it's just been happening. People talking about me, negatively or critiquing me for so long that I'm just kind of used to it. I know God's got a plan for my life, so I'm right where I'm supposed to be at the end of the day. And like I mentioned earlier, just controlling what I can control. My attitude and effort every single day when I wake up is the 2 biggest things that, my dad always used to say to me. It's just 2 things that I can control. So really that's all I can worry about, just waking up every day and choosing not to have a bad day.
All right, that's good. I hope that's my dog barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear him or not. That's Bentley. All right, quarterback you grew up idolizing, and the quarterback you look forward to seeing on the field right now.
Tim Tebow was my guy growing up. Florida. Okay. Tim Tebow.
Right.
And right now, most excited to play against Carson and Easton. Probably the number 1 guys that I'm excited to compete with.
Yeah, some North Dakota State guys. Okay, I like that. All right, and this is it, because I know you've got to go. You got any feel right now? Here we are, a little more do you think you got any clue? You don't want you to tell me specifically about where you get drafted, who, or are you still in the dark like the rest of us as we sit here?
I'm still in the dark, unfortunately. I wish I could tell you like I know something, but I can't tell you. But I really don't yet. So hopefully, obviously the next 24 hours will be super exciting.
Hey, I'm super excited to watch you play. You're an awesome person. You got some big time talent, and you're doing an awesome thing with Old Spice, dude. So good luck with everything, man.
Thank you so much.
All right, dude. Be good.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.